Hi, and welcome back to India Roundup, brought to you by DIGITIMES Asia. We're here to keep you updated on the latest tech and manufacturing developments shaping India's electronics industry. Here's what you might have missed this past week. India is going all in on semiconductors. With a $21 billion blueprint and high-profile investments from companies like Micron, Tata, and Kaynes, the country is positioning itself as a serious contender in global chip manufacturing. But while the headlines are bold, experts caution that real output is still years away. Of the 6 major greenfield projects in progress, 5 are focused on legacy semiconductor packaging, not wafer fabrication. Most high-volume production is expected to begin only by the first half of 2028. By then, India could be producing over 100 million semiconductor products daily, requiring nearly 3 million square feet of cleanroom space. That would place India's OSAT capacity close to Malaysia's. It's a big step, but not a quick one. To support the semiconductor push, the Indian government recently relaxed rules for special economic zones. The minimum land requirement for SEZ's in-chip and component manufacturing has been slashed from 50 hectares to just 10. Leased or mortgaged land held by government bodies is now allowed. These changes are already bearing fruit. Micron's US $1.52 billion chip packaging facility in Gujarat and ECOS's new electronics hub in Karnataka were both approved shortly after the rule changes. But even with regulatory tailwinds, there are structural gaps. The biggest issue is talent. India has a strong pipeline of design engineers, with over 85,000 VLSI professionals expected to be trained in the next 5 years. But when it comes to manufacturing and packaging technicians, the talent pool is almost non-existent. Without a national strategy for semiconductor workforce development, analysts warn the country could face serious bottlenecks. Then there's the supply chain. India has virtually no local ecosystem for semiconductor-grade materials and equipment. That leaves fabs and OSAT plants dependent on imports and vulnerable to global disruptions. On the other hand, we're already seeing the risks play out in the EV sector. Chinese export controls on rare earths, especially neodymium and dysprosium used in permanent magnets, have delayed shipments for months. Indian automakers, including Maruti Suzuki, have reportedly cut back EV production by as much as 70% due to component shortages. If shipments don't resume soon, production lines could come to a halt by mid-July. The Indian government is negotiating with China and exploring domestic alternatives, but any real fix will take time. That's a wrap for today's roundup. If you found today's episode useful, don't forget to subscribe and share it. Thank you for listening.